Hello and welcome to Saki Tech. In today's video, I will go over my top 10 iPhone apps that I personally use just about every single day, and which I think you guys will enjoy as well. It will definitely enhance your experience with an iPhone. Now, all these apps are easy to use, offer smooth and quick operation, possess a nifty interface, and most of them are free. So let's get started. 10 apps for the iPhone you must have. Okay, so the first one is Flipboard. Now this is an unrivaled news app. It's a universal place to get all your news feeds and social network feeds. Now the sweetest aspect of this app is the interface. Okay? See that? Turning pages feels delightful, and it has a magazine-style interface which is an eye pleaser. I always enjoy apps that do what they are supposed to do perfectly while maintaining excellent aesthetics. So beauty without any sacrifice is what we have here. So let's say, just to give you an example, if you were a technology geek, you could have a technology feed set up, and then that will feed you all kinds of news channels that you personally pick, and you can scroll through them and see the current top news from each separate feed. And then you can go and you can add feeds as you please from the search function. Okay, you can also link your Twitter accounts, your Facebook accounts, and get feeds for those as well. But basically, Flipboard is a very pretty app, and it brings you all the information that you like in one unified environment. Okay, so app number 2 is Dictionary. It's right there. So everybody needs to have a dictionary, and the best one is the dictionary.com app, because first of all, it has one of the largest databases of words and definitions, and it is the biggest online dictionary as of now. So you know you will find any word definition you're looking for. It also has a thesaurus built right into it. And my favorite, it is a speaking dictionary, where words are pronounced by a real human voice, not some robotic voice. So you can get an ad-supported free version or pay for an ad-free version. Both versions will have the exact same capabilities as far as definitions and functionality. So let's do a quick search on a word. Let's say deserve. Not going to rate that right now. So that is the thesaurus. When it's orange, it means the thesaurus. And when you press that D right there, it goes to the dictionary definition of the same word. Now, what if you don't know how the word is pronounced? All you do is you click this little volume button right here.
Deserve.
And the dictionary speaks the word for you using a real human voice. Okay, and then once again, you can go to thesaurus definition right here. Just tap that T button, and then or tap the D to go back to dictionary. Okay, and then you get full definitions with examples of each word. Okay, number 3 is the Yelp application. Okay, so let's launch that. There we go. Let's go to home. Okay, so Yelp will find you anything nearby. Restaurants, bars, coffee spots, shopping centers, and more. What I like about Yelp is that the information that is provided to you comes from a vast database, and it gives you very useful information regarding each business. For example, for any given business, you get a phone number, address, ratings, business hours. So you can link it with your Facebook account and share where you are at using the check-in feature, or where you're going to with your buddies. So let's take a look at some place. Let's say we want to get a pizza shop in New York. So type New York right there, and let's type in pizza. Search. So it's looking for all the pizza spots in New York. And then let's say we go into one of these guys. So you get the ratings for the restaurant, and you get the hours you get it, you see where it is on the map, and you get a phone number right here, and you also get the address. So that is a perfect kind of information one would be looking for when you're searching for any business. Okay, so app number 4 is the YouTube application. Let's launch that. Okay, so the YouTube app, the official YouTube app, is the best YouTube app out there, as far as I know. It's well designed, responsive, and gives you access to all the common options, like your playlists, your subscriptions, your history, and such. I only wish there was an inbox feature in YouTube to check your messages and respond to them too. Now let's take a look at that. Up top here, there's a tiny button that you can press, and this will give you a list of all your subscriptions. And at the bottom here, you can access the standard YouTube menu, you know, popular videos, auto videos, music, and all that stuff. And then you also have options such as going to, in your own channel, checking your uploads, accessing your playlists, your purchases, your history, your watch laters, and all that stuff. So this is a perfect app. It's very smooth, very responsive, and you can also search for music by pressing that search button right there. Okay, so another fantastic app is called Google Maps. This one is a total replacement for the built-in Apple Maps app. It's fast, it's responsive, but the best thing is that it is based on a powerful foundation of the actual Google Maps database. You know you're not going to get lost. And you also have access to bus routes, which is a very, very important feature, and the Apple Map app lacks it. So that is pretty much what this looks like. So let's search for New York. Okay, so there we are. We're in New York. Very responsive. And then you can swipe. You get the satellite view if you want. And then if you click this button here, it will take you from your location to New York using a bus, a car, or if you want to walk. Okay? And with the bus routes, you get all kinds of different routes. When you click a route, it gives you details for each route, including the time, when each bus is leaving, each train is leaving, how many minutes you have to walk before you approach a train station or a bus stop, and all that stuff. And of course, very, very smooth, very responsive, and includes the full Google Maps database, which is online. Okay, so the next app that I love is a financial and budget app. It's all in one. It literally tracks your bank accounts, credit cards, and bills in real time. And it presents all this information to you in a meaningful way in a unified environment. So I installed this app and I added some fake numbers to it just so I can demonstrate this to you guys. So let's go to my finance app and go to page 1. And that is pretty much what you'll get. So this is all the cash you have in different accounts. These are all the bills you have due, and these are all real time. And you can also add bills manually. That's how I was able to add some of the accounts in here. And then you have your credit cards, your investments, and then a couple other options. But just to give you an example of how it tracks your bills in real time. Let's go to credit cards. And this is actually a real credit card that I have, a Best Buy credit card. And it tells you right here what your minimum payment is, when it is due, how much it is, what your current balance is, and what the available credit is for that credit card. And you can do this for all the different credit cards. Okay? The same thing goes with bills. So if I go to bills, I do have some real bills in there. So a Citizens Bank loan that I have to pay $25.97, and it says it's past due. Okay, which means I have to go and pay that ASAP. So let's go back, and that's the same for any other bill that you may have. You can add anything. It's tracked real time. Go back, and then the cash is just going to pull in your different bank accounts that you have. You know, if you have Bank of America or Wells Fargo or some international bank, it's all going to pull your total cash and put it right there. So it's presented to you in very meaningfully, and it's real time. Okay, so the next app that I'm going to talk about is Quote Book. So ever came across a nice quote and wish you could quickly jot it down for later use? Well, Quotebook lets you create a database of quotes from any author or source you want. And all your quotes are backed up to Apple iCloud seamlessly. And let's take a look at this app. So it's right here on my first page. And these are all the quotes that I have entered so far. So let me show you by actually adding a quote. Okay, so let's say you saw a quote and you loved it. So, quote that you loved. Oops. Loved. Okay, and let's say the author was John. And the source, you can put a source, a website, a book, whatever you want. And you can rate your quote and you can add tags to your quote. So let me click Done, go back, it's going to show up right at the top, quote that you love. And you can search by authors, sources, or tags. Okay? This is a perfect quote app. You can create your own quote database, and all of this gets backed up to iCloud. So if you remove this app and reinstall the app, everything is going to show up right there under the same Apple account. Alrighty? And then let's exit. Now the next app I want to show you guys is called Google. Simple as that. There is a Google app out there that is fantastic, primarily because of its potent speech search function. You know, especially when you're looking for information. It absolutely blows Siri out of the water in regards to fetching relevant, up-to-date information that you query for. So let's take a look at it. So let's go to Google. Oh, the Google app is right there. And let's say you want to see what the weather is in New York. What's the weather like in New York?
It's 55 degrees and partly cloudy in New York.
So somebody clearly speaks the weather to you, and you get a nice little chart here that you can actually interact with. Go to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What else can you do with this? You can do anything. You can find out when a famous person died. So let's search for somebody. When did Bertrand Russell die?
Bertrand Russell died on February 2nd, 1970.
So as you can see, it's very relevant. You can add numbers. What is 1 plus 2?
The answer is 3.
3. And then you get a calculator that you can actually use. And once again, you can do these things on Siri as well, but not quite as fast and not quite as accurate. Okay, and then let's move on to the last app I want to talk about. So the last app I want to talk about is called M-Secure. So that's M-Secure. This app lets you save your passwords, web login information, or any other sensitive private information inside of a password-protected and encrypted environment. So your information will be 100% safe. You can back up your database anytime. So if you save 1,000 passwords, you can just back them up. You don't have to use an iCloud service. You can back it up to your computer over local Wi-Fi, or you can do email backups. So let's launch this app, and I'm going to have to censor some of the information on this app because it's actually real information. So when you launch the app, the first thing you have to do is you have to put a password in, which I'm going to do right now. And once you do that, I happen to be at the preferences screen. But from here, you can do things like you can change the background color. I currently have maroon here. You can go down here and pick a theme. You can go royal blue or ocean blue. Okay, so that's one of the options you have. Now, when you're done, this is a list of everything that you have saved in your M-Secure. You know, web login information, passwords, bank accounts, and such. And you can sort it by name. You can sort it by type. So bank accounts and credit cards could be, shown separately. But the big thing about this app is It's 100% secure, and you can back this up to your computer without having to rely on cloud services. So your information is not out there in the cloud, it's on your local computer. That's much, much more secure than having it out there on the internet somewhere on somebody else's server. Okay? And that was the last app I wanted to talk about. I just want to thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And once again, thank you for watching. You can also follow me on Twitter. Just look in the description section below for the link.